Okay guys, as we started off in the video, as I said, this is a Winchester 94. Now if we get a little close, we're going to see all the little pieces and parts here. You've got the lever action that everybody's aware of. There's the bolt, the drop block, the elevator, and there it is. The sight, and there's the forward sight you see on the end of the barrel. As you can see, it's gone. Okay, what we've done is we've removed everything out of there, and if you can see down in there, I don't know if you can see there, but you'll see a nice little plum colored hue, kind of a purplish hue. Well, that's indicative of someone had tried to reblue it before. There's a lot of silica in these early model receivers, and that silica is very important because in bluing, if you have a large high level content in some of these older receivers, the Winchester Model 94 happens to be one of those. There's a couple of others out there. Believe me, if you mess with enough old guns, you'll figure it out. So anyway, you can blue it. It will come out of the bluing tanks, and ultimately it'll be this nice plum color. Yeah, okay. So if you're a lover of plum, there you go. What can you do about that? Well, a couple of things you can do for that. Once you drop it in the bluing tanks, watch it real close, pull it out just as soon as it changes color. If you leave it a little longer, all of a sudden that purple or plum color will come out, and then you'll have a receiver that has that nice plum color. The barrel will blacken just like it's supposed to, because that's a different type of metal. You got to watch those receivers. We'll see how this one does. Obviously, there's an indicator that this is a high silica receiver, or one of the older receivers from the Winchester stock. So even though its date of production is 1979, it could have been made several years before. So we don't know what happened there. We'll find out. Everything's an experiment with these guns. There's your shell gate. You know, it's not much to it there, but there it is. Now this is something I want you to look close at. If you'll notice, this is the trigger assembly, and we'll go ahead and release that. If you'll notice, that's a hollow pin. And you'll notice these other pins. Those are called roll pins, and that's in the trigger assembly. There they are from the inside. But this hammer pin is really important. Now let me explain to you the importance of these hollow roll pins. You hear sometimes of pre-64. 64 happens to be a great year. I happen to enjoy it. That's where I came from. But prior to 64 apparently was greater. And I'll tell you why. Because in 1964, the Winchester Corporation decided, in an effort to save money, they would change these roll pins from solid stock. Let me see if I can find one. Here we go. There's a solid roll pin, okay? You see that? It's very solid. They had solid stock roll pins. Well, in 1964, in an effort to save money, they changed a few things. They put these hollow roll pins in, okay? They're hollow. The elevator was another very important part of the pre-64, because prior to 64, this shell elevator, and then what that does is it takes it from the tube magazine up to the chamber and guides it into the chamber so that you can fire your next round. Prior to 64, these were machined. After 64, like I said, this gun is a 1979 gun. After 64, they were stamped out of sheet metal of some degree. But anyway, True blue owners and aficionados of Winchesters say we don't want a 79, we don't want a 65, we want a 64 before. Prior or pre-64 is what everybody truly wants. But understand, a Winchester 94 is a Winchester 94, and on that knowledge base right there, you still get a good quality gun made of good quality Winchester parts. You just don't have the solid stock roll pins. You don't have the machined elevator. But other than that, everything's here. Well, I've got a few small parts to take apart here because I'm going to do some re-bluing and refinishing on that. But for the most part, we are completely disassembled. And the next phase is going to be to acid bath all of these parts, clean them off, and then start the polishing process. Now, let's go back to this receiver real quick before we start this. Everybody sees that etching. Be calm with the camera. This etching that's on both sides of the receiver. Now, on first appearance, and there's some etching back here on the back strap. On first appearance, it does not appear that this etching goes into the metal. There's some rusting here on the end. You can see that. We're going to take care of all that. That's going to be a simple process. And we're going to polish it, make it a good high shiny polish. But anyway, we're going to really focus on these etching parts and get that completely out, alright? So stand by, let's do some acid cleaning, and then we'll get back at you. Hang on there, we're going to have a good time redoing the Winchester Model 94 from 1979. Be back with you.